Welcome to My Thoughts On, where we talk about things I have thoughts on. My name's Amanda Mo, and today we're going to be talking about why we are still making live action movies that were once cartoons or remakes or sequels. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done. But before we get to that, we are going to talk about the new Lilo and Stitch movie, which I almost called, which is an exact contradictory of what our topic today, because I almost called this video the Lilo and Stitch live action movie is better than the cartoon. I did. And that's what this whole topic was going to be about, until I suddenly was like, no, but why did they do it so right? And why does everybody else do it so wrong? Do I have the answers for that? Of course I don't. Do I have a script? You know I don't. Am I talking straight from the dome and the memories of the movie that I just watched last night, Lilo and Stitch? Yes. So, grab your blanket, grab your Mick Mouse merch, and also apparently your Universal merch, because this was the only kind of Hawaiian vibe t-shirt I could find. And let's get started. Before prefacing this, yes, I am a Disney adult. Now, I could not for the life of me find they were blue. My blue Disney ears. They were this color, super cute. Literally, I like wearing things on my head that can slip off. Ears. They were my blue Disney ears that I got from Japan. Cannot find them anywhere. We just moved to Okinawa 6 months ago. However, why would I have ever needed them until right now? Like, that's something you don't know you need until you need, and now I need, and where are they? I don't know. So this is all you get. And was this the outfit I wore last night to the movie? I wore this to the movie. But also, I'm 5.5 months pregnant, so did I walk around like this to the movie? Hey guys, let's get some popcorn. No. I did not. Anyway, the mouse would have came to freaking get me if I was walking around in that outfit with my freaking little tummy hanging out. But the baby says hi, and I'll let you know every time she kicks when she has something to add about the movie. But, all right. The movie. If you have yet to go see the Lilo and Stitch movie and you still want to, you can watch this portion right here and then stop and then go to part where I start talking maybe about the live actions. I don't know, maybe even leave and then come back, because I'm telling you, I love nothing more than a spoiler. I love nothing more than just telling everything about the movie, because I can't filter out what's a spoiler and what's not a spoiler. There are two things I would have changed. If they had changed it the way I perceived the movie to have gone, I would have given it a 10. I'm not even kidding. I am not joking. I have never regarded a live action movie this high, but because those two things were not included, I will be giving them an 8.5, maybe a 9. So that is my view of the movie. I loved it. The cinematography was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, absolutely phenomenal. I guess you could stay for this part. Stitch looked as realistic as you can do, I guess. I don't work in Blender or... Oh, my couch is right here. I can put my couch up. My couch is up. Put my feet on my couch. It is literally... The only thing is I can't see if I'm still recording my voice. If I look down, it's because I'm seeing if my voice is still recording, because there have been times I filmed and it wasn't recording my microphone. Stitch was as real as I would have liked him. My husband and I just watched the Sonic 2 movie, and Stitch was severely more real than that. When we were watching the movie, I was like, Sonic looks good. He looks good. So I was so impressed. My husband was creeped out by Jumba and Pleegly. Their alien forms had no reason to be that slimy. They had no reason to have downloaded that skin texture. I don't know why they did. They look like they went down a slip and slide every scene. You know, like if you were to take a magnifying glass and look at somebody, like the whites of their eyes, that's what they kind of look like. They look like the walking of the whites of eyes. Female captain that's in the very beginning of the movie, kind of the antagonist, you know. I think they did her the best out of everyone, maybe even Stitch. The moment she's on scene, like the moment she shows up, I'm like, oh, we got budget. We're here. You know all the budget they put in Snow White? They took it all and put it into Lilo and Stitch. I don't know what they were doing. They had 2 different teams. Snow White was the B team, maybe C team, and then Lilo and Stitch was like the S tier team. There was never an alien that popped up that I was like, maybe should spend more time on that one. Okay, if you want kind of tentative spoilers, now would be the time to leave. I'm going to be talking about the pacing of the show. It starts off in space. It starts off Stitch under arrest at the, you know, if you've seen it, it starts off freaking, they're at court. But when I tell you, this was either a child's episode where you need to, or Mr. Beast episode where it's like, boom, 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 bam, bam, next, boom, boom, boom. It was going so fast that I was like, is this a part of the emotional pacing? Do you want me to feel panicked? Do you want me to feel as if, oh, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next? Like, it's like we're at the court. He's now being tortured. He's hanging upside down. He does the spit. He does the spits on the guards. The guns shoot. And then it's like he's in the ship and he's gone. And I'm like, how did he break out? You just skipped like 2 scenes. Like, it was so fast that my husband leaned over and he was like, they just skipped the entire scene where he broke out. And I'm not asking a show to do a play by play, but I feel like in any normal film, there is a cadence that needs to take place. And from all we saw was he spat and then he's in a different ship. You missed the breaking free. Like, it was to the point where I was like, did they censor something because we are in Japan watching this? Like, I live in Japan, and I was like, did they censor something out of the movie because they didn't want people to see it? Like, I don't know. It was that abrupt. And they're like, of course, he took the red one, which is cute. It's a funny joke, like the red ship. And I'm pretty sure they say it in the movie too, like in the cartoon. But when did he get there? Like, at least I just wanted to see him like break free, like doof, and then maybe a couple like run down the hallway, maybe hit a button on the freaking ship, and then go to the, of course he took the red one. Like, I'm not asking for a lot more scenes, but I am asking for at least 15 more seconds of what the hell was just happening. It was so fast that it cut, he's out, straight into Lilo and Lilo and she's swimming. Minor gripe, she did give him like a ham and cheese sandwich instead of like a peanut butter sandwich. I think it was a peanut butter sandwich. No, wasn't she giving him a tuna sandwich? Wait. I don't know what the original sandwich was. That's such a minor gripe. That's not even a gripe. It was just kind of like, I was like, that's not the right sandwich. That's a ham and cheese sandwich with tomatoes and lettuce. That's not going to do well underwater. So the pacing throughout the rest of the film, I wish it was incorrect, but I am correct, kind of followed that same suit. I don't know if they didn't want to edit Stitch in the background, like have a big wide shot and then have Stitch just sitting here doing something or whatever, or everything was kind of close up. They had good shots, but everything was very close. Everything was very fast. Everything was like, it was as if the director who the co-director of, we're going to talk about this later too, the co-director of the original cartoon Lilo and Stitch, Chris Sanders, also known as Stitch's voice, also was a part of this film and also did Stitch's voice. So that was actually, that was a nice, not even callback. Like that was, I liked it. I loved it. There was no reason for him not to be there. But it felt as if the actual director went onto Wikipedia, typed in, how do I direct a movie? And they're like, oh, you do a scene, and then you go to the next scene. And he's like, okay, so I do a scene, next scene. Like, it was so fast. There was no irregular kind of like hold on to a scene, just, zooming in. It was very fast paced. And Tyler, actually, my husband, looked it up after we left the movie because that was one of his biggest complaints, is he was like, am I missing something? Like, I'm dizzy. Like, this movie is moving so fast. And that was one of the complaints people had to say, was that the first act of the movie was very fast. Not only was the scenes fast, but the pacing of the movie was very fast. It was like before you knew it, Nani was getting fired from her job. And I was like, I guess. It didn't feel like I could just sit and watch the movie. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat kind of the whole time. The second half slowed down a bit, but it was like the first half, they're like, come on, we got wickets to hit. Like, let's go. Even the connection between Stitch and Lilo, I haven't seen the cartoon, forgive me, in a very long time. And you are talking to a Lilo and Stitch fan. I asked my husband, I said, have you seen the first movie? He said, yeah. And I was like, did you see the second movie? He was like, no. And I was like, did you see like the third one, like the 1.5, 2.5 one that came out? He was like, no. And I was like, did you watch the TV series on Disney? He was like, no. And I was like, then I guess this is a good introductory movie for you. Like, that's how deep it was in it. I was tuning in. I was at the perfect, ripe age. I don't know, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, when the TV series came out, to just watch every single episode that came out. So this girl knows her Lilo and Stitch. I know my Jumba. I know my Pig. Anyway, my Plegally. The connection between Lilo and Stitch developed so quickly that, sure, I felt sad when, of course, they had to do the separating. Okay, I felt really sad, and I think I did cry. I cried multiple times. I cried a lot in this movie, actually, like 3 or 4 times. And 2 times with actual tears, like, streaming down my face. Not really in the areas one would think. Okay, now spoilers, so that I can just talk as freely as I want. So GTFO, the rest of you, if you haven't seen it and you want to see it and you care. Obviously, Stitch, I don't know if it's in the cartoon, but in the movie, Stitch, like, dies. I did not shed a tear. This was me. Lilo's doing the best acting I've ever seen that little girl do. Snot is coming down her nose. The last time I've seen actress have snot come out her nose, never. I don't think I've ever seen a crying actress just give it her all and just, like, she pulls away and it's like snot just connect. I was like, that's real crying. That's a real crying. But I didn't feel sad. I literally, we got like 2 more movies and a TV show coming up. This guy's gonna live. I don't got time for this. But the other parts, the ohana, the family parts were so unbelievably emotional. And the feeling of, like, sure, they said, no one gets left behind, But they did something that I feel like Disney hasn't done in a long time, is they not only told you, they showed you. They told you because we knew, but you felt the emptiness of what it was like for someone to leave you, her parents, and then what it would feel like for someone else to leave you, her sister. And sister and Stitch from Lilo's point of view, and just the overall, anytime she was on screen, mostly Lilo, and she had an emotional scene that I don't even know if the directors even meant to make me feel sad, I would start crying. And I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant, but I haven't been over emotionally crying about anything, so I don't see that being the reason. I loved the emotion. What I did not love, and I did see some people talking about it online, was the foster. In this film, Nani is going to give Lilo up for foster care. And that's kind of the big thing, is that Lilo would actually have a better life if she was to be with someone else, and then Nani can go to San Diego State on a full ride scholarship for marine biology. That was not in the cartoon. What was in the cartoon was that Nani was really struggling with taking care of her sister after her parents passed, and CPS was coming over, Child Protective Services, to make sure that she was okay, and they were going to take her away. But in the live action, Nani signs a piece of paper to give Lilo up. And I did not like that. She kind of had a little internal struggle, but for the most part, she was like, gotta do what I gotta do. It's better for Lilo. Like, it wasn't like this pool of, I don't know, there was no character development of that kind of sort. I don't know. I did not like that. I didn't like that at the first chance that she got, and sure, it was after the scene where Stitch drags Lilo down after surfing, and Lilo almost, dies. That's when Nani's like, I'm going to give her up for foster care because I'm not a good sister. And it's like, I can see how you got there, but that's not Nani. So that was a little annoying. I didn't really like that. The original Nani was in it though, so that was cool. She was the social care worker, and then of course Agent Bubbles was there. They did all of that fine. That was fine. Since we're on the topic of character development, Jamba. I liked his character up until the very end. I think they had to do it this way because, so twofold. First off, there's no Gantu. There's no Gantu in this entire film. And who is Gantu? The literal protagonist. Okay. The literal antagonist of the first movie. The agent alien that the Royal Highness alien had to send down because Jamba and Pleagley were not doing their job correctly, and she needed somebody else to do it. Like a bounty hunter, kind of. Without this bounty hunter, police officer, special agent in the picture, you just have Jamba and Pleagley, who are the only ones besides Agent Bubbles who are trying to do this job to get Stitch back. So Agent Bubbles is kind of in the background trying to get Stitch back. And then you've got Jamba and Pleagley in the forefront trying to get Stitch back. And of those two, one of them still has to be the antagonist. And so they chose Jamba. So all the scenes that would have originally been with Gantu and flying through the sky, stealing Stitch, taking him away, the fight scenes, was with Jamba. Which, why? Do you not? I mean, I have a solution if they didn't want to pay to have another year added to making Gantu character. I'll tell you my solution in a second. But because Jamba never had his character progression of, I'm an evil scientist, I'm looking for Stitch, and then he gets taken away at the end, he doesn't stay on Earth. So we no longer have a Jamba Pleagley plus Ohana family. Jamba is gone. They took him out of the picture. They just said, you know what? You don't need to be in the film anymore. And he gets in the sky and is probably going to jail. And it's like, why? His whole point is to have that character arc. You missed all of that. It's like they were they had their comical moments, him and Pleagley, but it was just gone. So you're ripping these two who were like Bert and Ernie, these two friends, and I mean Pleagley doesn't seem to care. They didn't make it like my friend, nothing. It was just like it was like he didn't even care. He's like, I get to stay on Earth. Pleagley gets to stay on Earth. And they just cut Jamba out entirely at the end. And I did not like that because his whole point was to stay and be a part of their Ohana too. Now, a way to fix the Gantu if they wanted Jamba to be the antagonist. So what they should have done, listen to me, Chris Sanders, and whoever else was the actual director of this film. What you should have done is had Jamba go up into the alien ship like you did, and then you should have dropped him when the general was like, Pleagley, you need to stay here to watch Stitch because Stitch is exiled to Earth. And then have her be like, and Jamba, your exile is also here on Earth. Boom. And then drop him, and then Jamba will have nothing else to do except slowly become part of their Ohana. And even that could have been an assumption. I didn't need to see that chemistry end up happening. That could have happened in the background, and when they start showing pictures, I would have just seen, oh, Jamba is there too. He obviously realized there's nowhere else I can go in Hawaii. I'm going to become part of their family, yada, yada, yada. That would have fixed that. And to show Gantu, I think it would have been really funny if at the end or at almost the end or the middle, if it would have been a video call, they show Gantu and then all he says is like, you should have sent me. I could have done it better. It's almost as if it's this alternate universe where he never went, but he still exists. You do a nod to it. We know we left him out. Nod. Okay, moving on with our life. Everything else was fine enough. It was good. I'm telling you, the two portions that really swayed the vote for me, I would even be okay with I'm not okay with the foster care, but I still would have given it a 10, was Jamba not being a part of the family. That was a big hit, and how he was the main antagonist and not even a callback to the original main antagonist. That's like making a Star Wars remake and you don't even have Darth Vader in it. You make freaking, I don't know, Han Solo the bad guy? Like, what are we talking about here? Other than that, the rest of the movie was perfectly fine. I'm telling you. 8.5, one of their best to have come out in the later years. Like, far superior. I didn't see Snow White. Far superior than Snow White could have ever dreamed to have been. It was very, very, very good. If they had made those two changes, I would have given it a 10. Welcome to part 2. Now we are going to talk about remakes, sequels, everything to do with the Disney atmosphere of not wanting to create an original piece of art. I'm tired of it. I am sick and tired of it. And after spending 30 minutes ranting and raving about Lilo and Stitch, look me in the eyes. I'm done. I'm done. End on a high. Don't ever touch this again. Because I think I can count on my hands. No, I'm going to look at Wikipedia. I'm going to look at the list. And I'm going to tell you right now which live actions have ever been worth watching. And by watching, I mean watching again. Like, I would sit down and put them on a Tuesday night just because I want to watch it again. Or maybe I'll give them my prime time Friday night. Get a pizza, sit down, watch Alice in Wonderland. That's what I'm talking about. Let's look at the Wikipedia page. Live from the Dome, we've got Amanda's 26 current live action POVs. The Jungle Book live action that came out in 1994. I used to watch that when I was little. Maybe I've got a 6-year-old brain POV about it, but it was good. 101 Dalmatians and 102 Dalmatians that came out in 96 and 2000. Highly recommend. I also have a little baby brain about that. I was also 5 and 6 when those came out. So I would recommend watching those. I remember them being very good, and they didn't hug the plot line of the movie. They kind of veered off a little bit. They took essence and they ran with it. Alice in Wonderland, the Tim Burton, 9 out of 10. I really mean it. I asked Tyler if he had seen it because I was so passionate about the fact that these Disney movies suck nowadays that I asked him if he had even seen that one, and he was like, meh. And I was like, we're gonna watch it. We are going to get pepperoni pizza. We are going to watch the first one. And you know what? The second one wasn't half bad either. We are gonna sit down. We are gonna watch them. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was something. And it's because they didn't hug the cartoon so much that if they were to make a change, it would be very distracting. And not everything needs to be remade. The Sorcerer's Apprentice was fine. You don't need to watch it. Maleficent. You remember Maleficent with Angelina Jolie? First one. I don't remember the second one. I believe there was a second one. The first one was fan-effing-tastic. It was dark. It was gritty. It was in the time of like the Dark Knight when that kind of came out. So it was very... Make sure I don't accidentally hit stop recording. It was very dark and like, I don't want to say evil because it's not, it was like dark fantasy feel. And that's what I want to see coming up, is stuff more like that. Actually, I don't want to see it at all. We did it. We did it. Let's relish in it and let's move on. I really liked Maleficent. Cinderella, some people liked it, didn't like it. The Jungle Book, the new one that had came out, that was the first live action I sat down and watched. And I remember being like, whoa, they're making a live action Jungle Book? That's crazy. Even though I had already seen it when I was little. But you know what I mean? I was like, whoa, the animation, this is great. I don't love it. I'm never going to watch it again, but good try. Beauty and the Beast, didn't like it. Didn't like the added songs, didn't like it. And Beauty, Belle, because I'm a brunette, clearly. Belle was always, besides Mulan was my number one, but I never considered her a princess. I considered her a warrior. But if somebody was to ask me my favorite princess, I would always say Belle from Beauty and the Beast, because I look like her. I'm the one that looks closest like her. But Mulan is my favorite, by far. And we're not even going to talk about that live action movie. The Christopher Robin movie, is that the one that isn't... Oh, that one was good, because it wasn't actually a Christopher Robin movie. It was like Christopher Robin, who's seen 22 Jump Street. It was fine. It was cute. Dumbo, Aladdin, Lion King. I say it. And that had the original director. I looked that up. That had the original director, Jon Favreau? No. Jon Favreau, I believe, from Iron Man. Can you imagine? You get your fame from Iron Man. Meanwhile, you directed The Lion King. I didn't make this cruel world. So he did both of them. Lion King 1, never saw it again. But I'll give it one of these. Maleficent 2, I don't remember it. I'm sure I really enjoyed it, though. So we didn't need a sequel. Lady and the Tramp, Mulan. You took out Mushu? Or what, are you taking out Luke Skywalker? Like, what, we didn't take out Yoda? Like, what are we talking about right now? You took out the biggest comic relief that you possibly could? And then you add a witch? What was wrong with the original concept of a woman fighting a man? And not any man. The man that has killed millions of people. Like, this is a fake story, but that man is real. Like, he is based off, Genghis Khan or whatever. He is based off of a real person. And what is wrong with having this character find their inner warrior and fight someone that nobody else was able to fight? Now she's dealing with a witch? Now she's dealing with wizardry? Absolutely not. Hard pass. waste of anybody's time. Don't even click on it. Boycott it. Cinderella. Can't even read anymore. Cruella was fine. Like this. Not this. This. It's fine. I liked it. It was once again, they didn't hug the plot line. I enjoyed that. They went for some originality. Sure. Without being too original. Pinocchio, they have never done a correct Pinocchio. Winnie and Peter Pan. Peter Pan and Wendy, I didn't even see. Nothing will ever beat Hook, and nothing will ever beat the Peter Pan. Girls. The Peter Pan. Little Mermaid, I heard, was okay. I never watched it for no reason more than I was like, doesn't got my attention. When my daughter's born, when my baby girl is born, I'm sure we will start, once we watch the cartoons first, because I'm not crazy. Once we watch the cartoons first, then I'm sure I will dive more into the live actions, and then we'll watch like the Little Mermaid and stuff. But I had no interest as an adult seeing it. Not like Lilo and Stitch. So, Mufasa. Oh, no, my brother. My brother. Didn't see it. Had no interest in seeing it. Like, the amount of interest I had in seeing it was below zero. Snow White. The only reason I was interested in seeing it was for content. That's it. And because at this point, I'm sick and that's why all these keep coming out. I'm sick and tired of them coming out. I'm sick and woo. We'll talk about that in a second. And lastly, Lilo and Stitch, which is what I have previously spoke about for the past 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, why do I have such a hatred for these movies? I am a 1994 baby, and I'm a millennial, is what you can say. There is a magic, and I'm sure some of you guys felt it as well, growing up watching these children movies, and you're not a millennial, but they were already accessible to you. I lived in the era where a new movie is coming out, and that new movie is Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch does not exist yet, but in second grade, I got to go and watch it and see it for the first time at the movie theater because it doesn't exist yet. And the feeling of not once, not twice, not three times. You go every time to the movies and it's a banger. It's a movie that we are making remakes off of now. And where is that magic now? The regard I had for Disney as a child and currently as a Disney adult is so high up here that every time a remake comes out, a sequel comes out, I get it dragged down because it's not as beautiful, it's not as magical, it's not as amazing as the other ones had been. Going to the movie theater, watching Tangled as it comes out. An original concept based, all these movies are based off of, different fables, different stuff. So I can only say original, but it's not something that was already streamlined in its own, like that industry. Like Tangled was not already Disney's Tangled remake of Disney's Tangled of Disney's Tangled. I don't want all of this. I want some OG-ness out there. The way I feel about these sequels coming out is the same way I feel when I look at Mulan 2. It's the same way I feel when I look at Cinderella 2 and 3. It is not, and I repeat from the effing bottom of my heart, it is not the same way I feel about Lion King 1.5. Wait, Lion King 2. Can you imagine? I was like 1.5. Lion King 2. I don't think there's a Disney sequel that is that good. Like a Disney cartoon sequel that was able to be effing amazing like that. I'm not kidding. If you have not seen it, go watch it. It is my number 9 or number 10 of Disney movies. I like it. Wouldn't say better than the first one. I would say better than the first one. But the first one is obviously so iconic that I can't be like, the second one is better. But the second one, Deception, disgrace, even as plain as the scar on his face. Deception and outrage, disgrace, for shame. He ran into trouble the moment he came. Da, da, da. Like, oh, do, 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 do. He is not one of us. Ooh, did not hit that right. He will never be one of us. I'm going to start crying right now. There is not a time I don't listen to that song. And maybe it's because I'm a Jesus girly, I'm a gospel girly, and they got the women out there singing like they're at church. Just, like, I'm not exaggerating. Go watch it right now. Stop this video. It's hammer time. No, go watch it. Other than Lion King 2, there has never been a sequel that has hit as hard. I'm racking my brain. We have had a handful. Inside Out 2 was good. It was good. It wasn't terrible. I enjoyed it. I won't watch it again. Simba, Lion King 2. If Tyler hasn't seen it, I'm putting that puppy in. Like, that's how serious I am about this. It's a 30-year-old woman I'm throwing on Lion King 2. Why? It's the Disney cash grab. You have enough money. Stop. You have enough money. Get some original thoughts moving inside your geriatric brains. And I know they literally just tried with this movie called like Elio. Never seen it. Never heard of it. The only second I saw it was them coming out to say that it flopped in the box office. Of course it flopped in the box office. What the hell is this movie that you're promoting now? Who are you? What is this? I've never heard of this. Promote your movies. Make a new movie. Promote your movies. Put some heart. And I liked some of the aspects of that. It was so funny. I sat next to Tyler. They did a commercial for the Elio movie at the theater because it hasn't hit Japan yet. And I was like, ugh, I do not want to watch a movie, a cartoon about aliens. What is Lilo and Stitch about? I rest my case. I don't want to watch a movie about aliens, but if you can do it right, I will make a freaking 40-minute video about you. So it's like, stop being lazy. Start getting some OG writers in there. And I'm sure some of it has to do with they don't want to hire new writers or old writers or writer strike or people not getting paid enough. Like, I'm sure there's some industry issues in there that I'm not privy because I'm just a little citizen. I'm just a little citizen of the United States. Why would I get to know about that? But no, give me some, you know who does it right? Pixar, for the most part. I think Pixar did Elio, actually. Except they are glutton now for sequels, and they are doing this terrible animation. Luca, cute enough, one-hit wonder of that animation style. Let's move on to the next one. I don't need this every single one to be this blender, over-circularized animation that like Elio's doing. I don't want to see it. I want to see something new. I want to see something fresh. But like, these good movies that are new and fresh. Where are the Braves? Where are the... And I didn't really care for Brave because I thought it was a direct ripoff of Brother Bear. I am a Brother Bear stand. And who did Brother Bear? DreamWorks? God, Brother Bear was so effing good. Was it Disney? Beach, it was Disney. Where the hell are your Brother Bears? I'm gonna get mad now. Where are your Brother Bears? Where is your heart? Where is your, like, meaning, deep meaning without trying to push some type of agenda or without anything, just real deep dig into who you are, to teach a child to look inside themselves, to dig inside. Who are they? Have them start thinking it like at a young age. Who do I want to be? Who do I want to become? Because they are at an age where they are, I don't know, they're absorbing so much, they're learning so much. And if you instill in them that it is okay to really discover who you are inside and what you want to do, those are the people that change the world. You know, with ideas like that, I'm a dreamer, I'm a Disney adult. Those are the ideas that have the ability to change the world. And are those not the children you want to be raising? Not these freaking lumps of coal. Lumps of coal. Okay, Christmas. Okay, Santa Claus movie. I don't know where that came from, the lumps of coal. But I want some OG topics. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. And Disney, if you want to reach out to me, I got a plethora of life. I got a lifetime analogy. What's that movie from? She's the Man. Deep inside this freaking noggin of ideas that if you want, you can have, but pay me, baby, pay me, baby. Yeah, even like I'm ready, and I think, sorry Disney, you do get the brunt of it because you do sequels, but I'm sick and tired of just seeing sequels altogether. Sequels that don't hold up to, like, let's say Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a sequential show. You've got Harry Potter 1, Harry Potter 2, banger, 3, a banger, 4, a banger. Can you imagine there being, besides Shrek, being a show that had the ability to have 4 sequential have 4 Mulans, let's say, and have every single one be almost like better than the next? No, that doesn't exist. So if you're going to have a sequential show, you better have it up here with Harry Potter, in the sense that every sequel was a banger. They're not one of those movies, except maybe the 6th one, but I'm partial on that. I'm just not a 6 book girl and not a 6 movie girl, but I'll watch it nonetheless. Even Harry Potter Part 2 or Part 1 of the 7th movie, like, it had 8 parts. You ever seen a movie come out with 8 parts that were a banger? Star Wars can't even do that. The Force Awakens, like, the Force go back to sleep. So yes, I am very passionate about this, and it's a topic that sometimes I rant to my sister, I rant to Tyler about, and at times if mom can even lend me an ear about it, I will rant to her. I will rant to anybody and everything. I am such a movie girl. I am such a show girl. And I want some OG content. I want some originality. Like, let's take Wes Anderson, for example. I am coming to a closing, in case you're interested. Every Wes Anderson movie that I have seen is an original freaking concept. It's a director with an original-ish idea. Maybe it's based off of something, I don't know. But one is just about, they're literally in a train to go try and find his mother to invite her to their father's funeral. That's the entire movie. Nothing more than that. And it's just so phenomenal. And I know it's not a cartoon. I know it's not Disney. I'm just saying the movie industry, the directors in general, where are you? And Wes Anderson, sure, like, everyone's like, oh, she said Wes Anderson, click off. I'm not the biggest fan, because I can't say I am, because I've only seen like 3 movies of his, so I can't say I am. But I tip my hat to originality, and I tip my hat to something we haven't seen before. So, in saying that, I think I have really gotten off my chest the majority of what I've wanted to say. I'm sure I've left something out, and I wonder, did you even stay this far? Did you even stay to my rant this far? So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you really did enjoy it. I hope I did offend some people below. Remember, I'm a Disney adult. Like I said, I couldn't find my little Disney ears to prove myself, but I came here in my universal Universal Studios Japan luau t-shirt and my Disney shirt. Go watch Lilo and Stitch if you haven't. I did really enjoy it, and if your opinion of it is now up here because of me, go in with it down here so that it can rise back up to here in the movie theater. So, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!